You ever heard of the term gaslighting? I never quite understood what that means, but if you think about a gas light, it flickers and the flame jumps around and it distorts reality. It makes things look like they're moving when they're not. So it's the purposeful, when used in politics or in mainstream media, stop the gaslighting. It means distorting reality on purpose by promoting a false narrative. One false narrative that I think about on a daily basis, unfortunately, is the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. Oh yeah, that's really complicated. It's so complicated. You know what? It's not. After studying it for 20 years, it's not complicated. Most people think about it in overly simplistic terms. Yeah, it's two sides, two people fighting over a piece of land. Okay, well, let's look at that a little deeper. It's actually two people fighting over a piece of land, one group of people accepting a piece of the land, and the other group saying, no, we want all of it. And then you look a little bit deeper. It's one group of people saying, okay, we accept a piece of the land, and the other group saying, the other group of people actually don't even belong here at all. They came from outside this land. They have no historical connection to this land whatsoever, and they took it from us. It's all ours, and we're going to get it all back. We're not interested in a two-state solution. And the history has shown that. When I was growing up, it wasn't called the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. It was called the Arab-Israeli conflict. Because in 1948, 5 Arab armies said no to the UN Resolution 181, which partitioned Palestine. That group of people said, no, the Jews can't have any of this. They weren't saying like, well, hey, why'd you give them this much and us only this much? Or because in the 1930s, the British were willing to give 75% of historical Palestine to the Arabs, and they said no. Why? Why'd they say no? Because they believe it's all theirs. It's really simple. It's really simple. And in 1948, these 5 armies attacked the fledgling state. They had no air force. They had no navy. They barely had anything. But they were fighting for their very existence, fighting for their survival against these 5 Arab armies. And they lost. The 5 Arab armies lost. And that was so embarrassing and humiliating that they called it the Nakba. That's what the Nakba really means. That the Muslim world, the Arab world, was defeated by these rejects from Europe who Hitler tried to kill and drove them out of their country. They came here and took our land, which belongs to us, and we couldn't stop them. That's a disgrace to the Arab people, and Muslims see it as a disgrace to Islam. Because you know what? Once Islam conquers a nation and it becomes part of Islam, it's part of Islam forever. Doesn't matter who conquers it subsequently, one day they're going to get it back. And this is borne out by the fact that in the 192 or whatever member states of the United Nations, 167 say, yeah, the Jewish people have a connection to the land and they deserve to have a homeland in part of Palestine. They accept that, 167 countries. So that's over 70-something% of all the member state nations. Guess who the states that don't accept that are? Predominantly Muslim, Arab, or communist. Okay, why? The Muslims believe that it belongs to them, and the Arabs, the Palestinians who live in that area, believe it all belongs to them, all of it. The false narrative, the gaslighting, is that Jews have no historical connection to the land. In fact, Mahmoud Abbas, the leader of the Palestinian Authority, did his dissertation I forget where. It might have been in Oxford or something. I don't remember where, If you know, let me know. But on, a version of Holocaust denial. It was exaggerated, not that many people died, blah, 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 blah. And the Jews are just using it as an excuse to come here and take our land. It's so simple that you have one group of people accepting the two-state solution when it was proffered in 1948, Resolution 181. And another group of people saying, no. No compromise, no negotiation, no peace. There will be peace once we get it all back. It's so simple. You see bumper stickers that say, coexist. And there's a Jewish star and a sickle, the Islam, sign of Islam, and a cross. Hey, heads up. In Israel, here's a fact for you. Okay? It is the only country in the Middle East, in the entire Middle East, where the Christian population is increasing. What does that mean? That means in every Muslim Arab country in the world, the Christian population is decreasing dramatically. They are systematically being driven out of those countries. It's becoming intolerable to live there. In the last 50 years, the Christian population in the Muslim world has gone from somewhere close to 20%, between 15 and 20%, down to less than 5 today. That's alarming. That's alarming. Not conducive for coexistence by any stretch of the imagination. So, why not just... How many Muslim countries are there in the world? 50. How many Arab countries are in the world? Like 22. There's only one Jewish country. And that is the only place in the Middle East that actually promotes a atmosphere of coexistence. All you got to do is look at the latest Palestinian poll. That over 70% of the Palestinian people think that what Hamas did on October 7th is fine. Yeah, more of that. Let's give us more rape, murder, torture, kidnapping. Why? Why would they agree to that? Because they believe in the false narrative. This land is all ours. These people came and took it. And we have every right to do whatever means necessary to get rid of them, push them out. Gaslighting. It's horrible. It's very, very, very dangerous. Just imagine if Hamas just said, all right, we recognize Israel's right to exist. We're going to join those 167 nations. Give us a state. You can have your state. Live in peace. Hostages are back. Israel would welcome that with open arms. Do everything they can to help them succeed. It's so obvious. It's so simple. If you think I'm a fucking idiot about this, let me know. So let's stop the gaslighting. Of course, the Jewish people have a historical connection. It's been borne out with historical evidence. It's in the Bible. There's archaeological evidence. There's coins with Hebrew on them from King David's time. This is ridiculous. Stop the gaslighting. Accept a two-state solution. Let's live in peace. It's that fucking simple. Let's do it. Come on, people.